In this video, I'm going to be using an old camera to get the same result I get from my new one. Hello, my name's Stuart Wood and welcome to this video. Now, if you look at the video up here where we play with this new diffuser from Photo Accessories, I captured one of the best jumping spider images I've done in my career so far. It raised a question in my head. Did I capture that image because I have an EOS R, so I have new technology in here? Or is it because I've improved over the last couple of years as a macro photographer? Here's some images I shot when we first started doing the YouTube channel. And here is the shot I did last week. There's a big difference. And what I want to know is that because of my camera or is it because of me as a photographer? So we have my jumping spider here set up on this little leaf. I have my EOS R and I have the diffuser and the lights all set up. Well, we're going to take my old camera and we're going to try and capture the same image. But I'm not going to use this camera. I'm going to use this camera. This is a Canon EOS 400D. This is a 13-year-old camera. This camera doesn't even have live view. Now, I used this camera on this macro adventure here, where I took it out to prove that you don't need the latest, greatest technology to start macro photography. What I want to answer in this video is, does that latest, greatest camera, the EOS R, which is about a year old now, did that give me a great image or did I photograph a great image? That's what we're going to answer in this video. So first of all, I need to get an image with my EOS R of my Regal jumping spider, just as a reference point for us to see. The first camera I'm going to use is the Canon EOS R. I have the Yongnuo YN968EX-RT flash on here. That's currently at 1/2 power. I have the macro diffuser set from Photo Accessories. Link to all this stuff is in the description below if you want to have a look. And I have the 28mm Tokina manual lens reverse mounted onto my EOS R. And I've opted to not put on the second diffuse layer in this diffuser to see if we can reduce the power of the flash. So I have a female Regal jumping spider on this green leaf here with a blue background from my winter background collection. Link in the description if you want to check those out. And we're going to take a couple of pictures of her now. And with this setup, she fills the frame very nicely. Okay, so we've taken a great picture there of our female Regal jumping spider, and now we need to answer the question. Is that because I've learned how to do this over time with practice, or is it because of the EOS R? Let's find out. And I'm also going to take off my flash, but not to use. I just want to show you something very quickly. So for this one, we're going to be using the 400D. And the flash I'm going to use is the Yongnuo YN560. This doesn't even have an LCD display on it. But I just want to show you a little comparison between these two flashes. Can you see there? The newer one has an extra degree that helps point it down, which is just great for macro photography. Now, I commented in the one video how the EVF bumps up the exposure in the EVF to preview what the image is going to look like with a flash. Now, obviously, with this camera, we don't have an EVF, so we're going to have some extra light just to help us focus. This is just a simple video light that I use for lighting the studio so you can see me in my videos. Okay, so let's put all this together. So this camera came with this lens. This is a 18 to 55mm kit lens. Now, before we can proceed, I've got to choose my f-stop. Now, because this isn't a manual lens, now I'm not going to use, where's my Tokina? I'm not going to use this lens with it because we're going from full frame where the jumping spider is full in the frame, she fills the frame. We're going to an aps-c camera, which means we have to times the zoom by 1.6. This will be too close. Great for a headshot. We don't want that. We want to try and match the same field of view that we got with our EOS R, which is why we're going to use a Canon 18 to 55mm lens. So I'm going to set the aperture to, let's go with f10. I don't want to push this lens too far. I'm going to push down my depth of field preview. I'm going to undo the lens, and if you look in there, you'll see, hopefully, that lens is now locked to f10. I'm going to turn off the camera, reverse mount it again, Okay, there we go. Put that part on. And if the maker of this diffuser are watching, what would be very useful if you could put a little bit of elastic just here so that you can pull it tight, and then that will pull tight onto the lens to stop it coming off. Just one little tip. Another added bonus with this lens is it's a zoom lens, which means I can adjust the zoom, the magnification of my image based on the zoom of the lens, which is good. And another thing to bear in mind with this camera is it's also only 10 megapixels. So again, that's why I want to match the full frame view from the EOS R, because we're not going to be able to crop in. Right, let's take a test shot and see what we got. And I can't see nothing at all. So that's where this light will come in handy. Now, for anyone who's looking to do this, I'm just going to hold that there just for focusing, okay? What you can do is strap a torch to your flash that points through the diffuser, and that will help you to focus. But for this video, I'm just going to hold this here just to aid me in my focusing. Now, through the magic of editing, it makes it look like it's very easy, but it's not. It's taking a lot more images to get one that I'm happy with the 400D than it did with the EOS R. But you can do it. So here's the picture from the EOS R. And here is a picture from the 400D. 13-year-old camera versus a 1-year-old camera. New technology versus an old technology camera. It's when you come to edit the images that you notice the big difference. With the images from the EOS R, I can push the file more, I can crop in more, there is less noise. I can push the file further without it falling apart. With the 400D, I'm quite limited as to how far I can push the file, and again, I can't really crop in with it only being 10 megapixels. Well, I'm happy with those results, and it just proves what I've been saying for the last 2 years. You don't need the latest, greatest camera to start macro photography. You don't need the expensive lenses. But this setup costs next to nothing to get started. What the latest equipment does do is make it easier to get the shot you want. On the EOS R, it took me about 4 or 5 shots to get one I wanted. On the Canon 400D, it took 21 shots. Now here, in a studio environment, that's perfectly okay, because you can play around as much as you want to. But out in the wild, and you've only got 1 or 2 shots, that's where the latest equipment does come in handy. So there you go, we've answered the question. Can you do the same type of shot with a 13-year-old camera? The answer is yes. Good pictures doesn't mean it's a good camera. It means you've got a good photographer behind the camera. And this goes for any genre, whether it's weddings, portraits. It's the photographer that makes the great image, not the camera. So there you have it. Jumping spider photography with a 13-year-old camera. Let me know in the comments below which one you prefer. Did you prefer the image from the EOS R? Or do you prefer the image from the 400D? Now these spiders, they do like to crawl around on you. So if you're interested in getting a jumping spider as a pet and you're in the United Kingdom, check out the link below for spoodandnest.com. That's where I get all my spiders from, and they are so friendly, it's unbelievable. But that's it for this project. I want to thank you for getting to the end of this particular video. My name's Stuart Wood, and again, as always, we'll see you on the next video. This is a Canon EOS R. EOS R. EOS R on the brain I have. Okay, so for the settings for this, I am using f16 on my Tokina. No. Why do you start now for? Never work with animals or children, they say. Oh, God, every time I focus, she moves. Oh God, you keep moving. First of all, again, we're going to use the reverse. If I can get it off. Helps if I have a battery in the camera. To be fair, I don't think I need. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. So this is the part you don't see on the YouTube videos. So I've finished doing the video now, but now we've got to go through with the EOS R and film a whole load of B-roll of the jumping spider so that I can put it in over the video to cut out any sharp cuts or anything like that that's needed on the video. So there's an interesting fact for you. I have to go through the video once for you and then again with B-roll for the editing. Anyway, I'll see you on the next video. Go on, get out of here.